What's up, Vape Land? Sean from Manhattan Vapors here. Got a review for you today. We're going to take a look at a line of liquid from Hash Juice. We've got three flavors here. We got Cup of Joe, Blue Magic, and Candy's Land. Thank you, Hash, for sending us the samples and letting us try out the products. So we're going to jump right in. As you can see, I got different color caps here. Zero is indicating by white caps. This is a zero nicotine. Yellow here, as you can see on the Candy's Land and both the Blue Magic. That one is a 6 milligram. These are 15 ml bottles. First, we're going to take a look at the Blue Magic. I'll give you guys a shot of the label here. It kind of has a wand with some stars. You can see it's kind of a light blue. This one, we look at the bottle. It's a very, very watery mixture. I can't comment on their ratio. I do not know it, so I can't help you out there. Sorry, guys. But I always like to smell my juices first, kind of give me a sense of what I'm going to be getting into. And so when I opened this one up, and I received these about a week ago from Hash, and they've been sitting at the at the shop and uncapped and being shaken up and things like that. So when I take my first, kind of smell of the juice, I get almost a blue raspberry type of scent, but it's immediately followed by this. I love blueberries, and I'm getting a little bit of a blueberry in there, but it almost smells like a moldy blueberry. It's been sitting in your refrigerator in the crisper box for 2 weeks past its prime. So kind of turned me off a little bit, but, hey, I'm doing a review for you guys. Got to give it a shot. Has a little bit of a chemical type smell to it. It's just has a very, very kind of weird smell to it, and I really can't comment on what it is, except for, the only thing that just comes into my head right away is that over-ripened blueberries have been sitting in the crisper for a long time. So I both dripped this and I used it out of iClear X1, Kangaroo Pro Tank, Aero Tank, let's see, iClear 30, iClear 16, as well as the Nautilus from Aspire. And vapor on this one it wasn't what I expected. There wasn't a whole ton of vapor there for me. It kind of let me down, especially out of the mechanical as well as from the Nautilus and the Aero Tank. I was expecting a little bit more vapor. So as far as vapor production goes, I'm not going to put it rated above anybody. Just wasn't really putting out a nice, a good, I'm not going to say a cloud because we weren't there, for cloud chasing purposes. We were there to do some flavor testing and things like that. But as far as vapor production goes, I would put it maybe below middle of the road. So, maybe that's something they can work on, getting a little bit more vapor production out of it. Like I said, I don't know the ratio. I can't comment. Flavor. This one was really strange for me. I got kind of a blue raspberry type of flavor, but it was so light that it was overweighed by the chemical taste that I got out of it. And everything with e-juice is subjective. Everybody's palate is different. Everybody's, scents are different. So it is very subjective. Some people may like it. Other people may it's not for them at all. So at the end of the day, for me, I love blueberries with a passion. It really missed it for me. It almost reminded me of a blue raspberry snow cone even, but it was so light that it reminded me of, you take that first little bite of the snow cone and you get at the fair and the juice had already dripped down to the bottom of the little paper cup, and it was so light that it really didn't set anything off for me. And then it was just followed by this chemical taste. And it was not the most pleasant experience as far as, enjoying a juice is concerned. So with Blue Magic, for me personally, I'd give it a thumbs down on my personal end. Like I said, everything's subjective. So some of you out there might like it, some of you don't. But for me personally, I'm going to pass on this one. So that was the Blue Magic. The next sample they sent to us was called Candy's Land. You can see the label there. It's kind of weird. It has this Candyland board game look to it on one side, and on the other side it has a woman on what looks to be a stripper pole. So kind of odd mixture there. This was a 6 milligram sample, as you can see by the yellow cat. Very light pink, almost like a salmon type color. Again, this one's really watery. Not sure what's going on there, but hey, it is what it is. It's just a very watery thing. Got me a little concerned, but hey, like I said, we're doing these reviews for you guys, so gotta let you know what we think. Again, first inspection, when I gave it a little sniff, to me, I got a bouquet of flowers, which was kind of weird considering it's called Candy's Land. I expected to smell some sort of a candy type flavor. As I kept going along, it kind of had this perfumey type smell. Almost had what reminded me of Smarties. I can't really pinpoint it. When we vaped it, again, the vapor just wasn't there. It didn't really produce a nice amount of vapor. Not anything that I was looking for. My buddy was looking for either. And when we kept vaping it, and the flavor was very chalky. It had kind of that, again, like a Smarties type thing where it was just a chalky finish. Left my mouth really, really dry. Wasn't a huge fan of that. I picked out a little bit of strawberry, I think, which, I don't know what the aim was. Perhaps some watermelon in there. But for me, it almost had that flowery type taste to it. I know that, nobody eats flowers on a daily basis, but that's just what I tasted out of it. It tasted, just like flowers. So that one kind of missed it for me. Besides that chalky flavor, there was a little bit less of a chemical taste than the Blue Magic, but there was still some that was existent. And, that didn't really coincide very well with what was going on. But for me, the name's Candy's Land. I kind of expected some candy type flavors, and it wasn't there for me. I didn't get it. And, this is another one that was, for me, it was kind of a letdown. So this is another one that I'd probably pass on. I probably wouldn't recommend as well. But hey, Hash, if you're listening, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you fix it and get it right. So on to the last sample that they sent to us. This is Cup of Joe. Obviously, Cup of Joe is going to be a coffee flavor. Here's the label there. Kind of has like a fence type deal going on there, and a little guy, coffee bean type look. This was a 0 milligram sample. Again, can't comment on the ratio. This one for me was kind of the deal sealer when it comes to the Hash Juice line. The very first whiff, I got Sharpie marker. I know it sounds completely strange and everything else, but that is what I smelled. I smelled a Sharpie marker, which instantly just turned me off because I don't want to vape a Sharpie marker. I want to vape a cup of coffee, or something with a coffee flavor. That's what I'm looking for. I love coffee with a passion, and I'm always looking for somebody that's going to come out with a really good coffee flavor. Something that I can make a cup of coffee in the morning and vape along with it. I used to be a smoker, and hey, I used to smoke cigarettes with my coffee. I want to vape with my coffee, and it just goes hand in hand. Coffee vape with a cup of coffee. But for this one, that very first, it's still present. I just get a Sharpie marker. Very strange. Now, when we vaped it, it was very dark. It had kind of a coffee flavor that sat in the bottom of the pot, and you left it on overnight by accident, and it burned it, to the pot, and you got up and you poured it in your cup there, and it had that scent to it on top of the Sharpie marker type of scent. And the flavor it was a very, very burnt flavor. It didn't come through as a coffee to me. So that was it was a bad burnt coffee per se. For me, this one really just kind of nailed it in the coffin. Even now, just smelling it, it's not something that I want to vape on personally. Vapor production was pretty much on par with the Candy's Land. It wasn't, it was a lot less than desired. Flavor, I can't get anything other than just dark burnt coffee. And, hey, some of you out there might like that. So, hey, Cup of Joe from Hash Juice, that might be your thing. But I know for me personally, I want to get a nice, good coffee bean flavor, and it just wasn't there for me. So all in all, that kind of sealed the deal. I was giving it, we were 0 for 2 on that one, and we kind of struck out on these for me. So we had, Blue Magic, Cup of Joe, as well as the Candies Land from Hash Juice. Check them out at hashjuice.com if you want. But for me, I'm not going to go ahead and give these a recommendation as something to go out and you absolutely need to pick up. Hash, if you're listening, hey guys, take the feedback and, maybe go back and give it a reworking and see what happens. That's what we're here for. It's all about, constructive criticism, things like that, and we're always looking for the next best thing. So, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, Hash, we appreciate the samples, but it just wasn't there for us. It wasn't there for me personally. So for all you guys out there that have heard about Hash and wanted to give them a shot, hopefully this helps you out a little bit and, gives you some determinations of whether you guys want to give them a shot or not. I'm not going to make any comments about anything else. I'm giving you guys an e-juice review. I'm sure all of you know, some things that have been going on between some other reviewers as well as Hash Juice Company. I'm not going to comment on that. I am here to give you guys a review of the juice. No other reason other than reviewing the juice. So, at the end of the day, would I recommend Hash Juice? No, I would not. Is it because of any outside incidents? No. It's because what I'm looking for is flavor, vapor, and a good juice that I know I'm spending my money on, and I'm going to get something good out of it. So, Hash, I'm sorry, guys. Go back to the board, rework it a little bit. Maybe it comes out and it might be the best juice in the world. Who knows? So, anyway, guys, that was the Hash Juice review. We got some more coming up for you, some more e-liquid reviews. We got some hardware reviews for you and a couple new devices. So stay tuned as always and vape on.